What's up, everybody?
What up, what up?
So, welcome to our first sponsored show of Wake and Bake with Snakes.
Yes.
Sponsored by
Gershon! GP Snakes!
Because it weighs me down when you write my whole name.
It is, bro. It's just 21st.
The longer banner makes
Good, because the whole name makes it heavy and I can't run properly. I'm at the bottom again.
Uh-oh.
It's very windy down there.
Yeah, I think that's the problem because I'm with you, Mike. You're dragging me down.
Pat's probably making noodles.
Oh. The wife just walked in. You gotta come and say hi.
Hi, wifey.
Hello, hello.
Hey, Miss Pitt.
No.
Doing good, man. About to order this food here. Plain cheeseburger, add bacon with extra fries and apple juice.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Hello, Big Mom. Hell yeah.
She looks a lot like Derek's Blue Ghost stuff.
Chocolate pastel PG hypo.
Yeah.
Damn that.
Nice.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did not see it. I'm sorry.
Yeah. He said it at like 6:02.
I'm stupid.
Nah, man, you're stoned.
You're stoned.
Well, thanks for making us look bad.
You ain't gotta freak out.
What's up, guys? I'm your host, John Finkelline, and in this show, we've got some amazing guests. I've got Fred and AJ from FNA Balls, if you can see my shirt right there. This is going to be an awesome episode. I'm super excited about it. These guys have an amazing show, and you may know Fred and AJ from their Sunday Wake and Bake with Snakes show, or featured on The Usual Suspects on Keith's Constrictors channel. Now, these two Coloradans know how to keep it lit, and they're by far some of the dopest breeders in the game, without a doubt. I've got them backstage right now. We're going to bring them on. I will let you guys know that because of scheduling and things like that, this is a pre-recorded show, but make sure you stick around for the whole thing because it's going to be dope. So let me pull Fred and AJ onto the panel. What's up, guys?
What up?
Yeah. I'm so excited to have you guys on. How are you guys doing today?
Oh, good, brother. How about yourself?
I'm doing good, man. It's a beautiful day in Colorado. I expected there to be like so much more snow and everything by now. But where I'm at in Springs, it's like really nice. And the weather is good enough that I can actually get snake shipped tomorrow or pick up tomorrow. So I'm excited about that. I thought I was gonna have to wait till like March or something for Canova to ship that and everything, but getting it tomorrow. So super excited.
Yeah.
So going into the show, Fred and AJ, I want to know, who are you guys? And, I kind of said you guys are from Colorado, but tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I grew up here. I was born here in Colorado. Been a glass blower most of my professional career. I actually started out in HVAC, but I only did that a couple of years. But yeah, I blew glass for pretty much. I still blow glass, but it just hasn't been paying the bills like it should. So I actually just recently got a job delivering milk for a company about an hour away. But then hobbies, I guess, I've been to like fishing, camping, bowling, golf, all sorts of shit. This guy likes to smoke weed.
Yeah. Yeah, straight up. So AJ, tell me a little bit about yourself.
I like snakes, weed, camping, fishing. Fucking
Straight up. Yep, me too.
Yeah, that's those are the good things in life.
if you're from Colorado, you got to either like fishing or skiing or hiking or something.
Yeah,
like
I'm no
that.
good at skiing
Oh, yeah.
or snowboarding, and hiking
Uh,
takes it out. So I'm a fisherman.
Straight up. No, me too, man. I don't know if you guys have seen some of my other episodes or me talk about it, but fishing is what I grew up doing. One of my first memories was going out fishing with my dad and, catching fish, catching frogs and turtles and things like that. So, yeah, definitely a big part of my life. And then, ever since I moved to Colorado in 2012, it's just been hiking mostly for me. I haven't found too many great fish spots out here, unfortunately. Started in Denver, and the only places I really knew were like Bear Creek and like Sloan's Lake. Sloan's Lake is just like it's mostly just like recreational people just like jogging and stuff. Then there's like Bear Creek out by Morrison, and I think Bear Creek was a little bit nicer, but I haven't caught anything worth keeping, in Colorado yet. So I'm trying to find the good spots. Then now that I live in so actually, I went from Denver and then moved to Pueblo for a grow job. So I worked for a medical cannabis company out here for about 3 years. Relocated to Pueblo for a grow out there, and I know they've got the reservoir there. And now I'm in Springs, and I got to find some spots out here because I want to go fishing real bad.
Where did you
So
fish?
yeah, I'm totally down with that. So grew up fishing in Texas, like the Dallas-Fort Worth area. But I only lived there till I was 8, and then after that, my family relocated to Iowa City, Iowa. And there's actually a lot of good fishing spots out there, like the Iowa River. They got a bunch of lakes and ponds, and yeah, then there's like the Mississippi River out there, and yeah, so there's like a lot of good places in the Midwest to go fishing. So that was always nice growing up doing that. But now that I'm in Colorado, I cannot find a good spot. So if you guys have any suggestions, I'll definitely hit those up.
Honestly, it's hard. You got to go either real far, like 2-3 hours, or you got to go up to Wyoming.
The further up in
Yeah,
the mountains,
yeah,
Yeah, there's less people. There's just so many people here. It's just overfished, I think.
exactly. Yeah, I think.
Luckily, Clear
What's
Creek
up?
is pretty good. You'll never catch anything big out of it, but you'll catch little hot doggers all day long.
Yeah.
It's fun.
You'll
Yeah.
catch 10 an hour in Clear Creek.
Yeah.
For sure, yeah. So I want to ask you guys this. Moving on just a little bit. So your brand is FNA Balls, and when was that founded? When did you guys start that together?
2019.
Yeah.
I was basically
Okay.
we started our collection then, and we were going to be two separate, it was just going to be his business. And once I got so financially involved, we just decided to make it an equal partnership because at the time he had more knowledge than I did, and I had the funds to get things going.
Sure.
So,
Like, I started off doing fish
Gotcha. Yeah.
and stuff, and I kept like researching genes, trying to figure out how to breed better cichlids. And every time I fucking look up anything related, it would bring me back to ball pythons. So like
Really?
these things for 2 years and learning their genes, I kind of fell in love with them. So
Yeah.
I ended up getting the first snake, and that was a single gene Mojave girl, and she was
Okay.
tons and tons of stuck shed on her. She had like 6 or 7 eye calves, fucking real small. Like got her home, got all the stuck shed off of her, got an eye cap off, and another one, and another one. Like finally, by the time I got down to her eye, it was so bad her eyes were dented in, and like she ended up staying there for like 6 months, and then like now she's fucking great. She's a huge monster.
totally
She
she's one of our biggest snakes.
eats like crazy.
For
She's
sure.
a
Yeah.
There
So
for a
yeah, that
while.
she was what? I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just saying she was our garbage disposal there for a while.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I've got a couple snakes like that. Yeah, my mom, so I got a hatchling Mojave that hatched out in July, I think. She's beautiful. I held her back, but she's not up to breeding size. But I also have a killer spinner, and she's my garbage disposal. If she won't eat it, which like she'll eat whatever you feed her pretty much. But I also have a call albino boa, and I'll feed him leftovers and things like that. So it's always nice to have one of those in your collection that you're just like, all right, you hungry? You know, like can down 2 rats if you want, or like, I mean, I don't know how much you want to do depending on the size of the rat and everything. But if I got like an extra wean left over, I'll feed it to one of those. So
Australian
AJ, you
water.
said you were keeping. Oh, my bad. What's up?
Oh, I was saying he's got an Australian water python that's kind of end up that's gonna kind of end up going that route. Like we have extras
Oh,
to
okay.
work on there. Like she's about 6 foot now, but she should get like 8 to 10 and considerably bigger around than she is now. So
For
sorry,
sure. Yeah, that's nice. Oh no, you're good. That'll that kind of leads into another good question is, besides ball pythons, are you guys keeping anything else or plan to breed anything else?
I just thought we got rid of fish.
We're just.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, sorry. I was saying I got the Australian water python, and then I just recently got a blood python from B&S Reptilia.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah.
I still want to get like
Boland's.
a Boland's python for sure. That's like my dream snake.
Okay.
And,
mine's an Amazon basin. I gotta get one of those one day.
oh yeah.
Nice.
There's a few other snakes I'm interested in. Burmese. I want to get a Burmese too.
Sure. Yeah, man. Yeah, I definitely want to expand here and there, as far as like different reptiles and snakes go. Of course, like ball pythons like the focus. I would love to get a blood python, especially like the ones I've seen from Chris. Like the ones he's been producing are amazing. I think they're just so beautiful. I would love to get it into get like a breeding pair of retics or something one day. Not ready for it yet. I don't really have the space and things like that, but I would love to get into some of the bigger snakes. And of course, I've got like a male call albino boa. Love to get him a female because I think he's a call jungle hypo. And then, yeah, I'm going to find a good female for him one day, you know what I mean? But if I get into those much bigger snakes, I don't think I'm going to go past like one breeding pair, or at least, try that out for a while and stuff like that. But man, reptiles are fun, dude. They're super fun.
Right.
So you guys, yeah, for sure. So it started out with the Mojave. Where did it go from there? Was that in 2019 or was that prior to that?
From there it went crazy. That's what it went.
So he was. We went to a show at Mojave, and he got a single gene bamboo off Chris Hardwick, which was Bobby's one of Bobby's.
Yeah, Rambo the Bamboo, son of Bobby.
And I picked up a single gene. I picked up a single gene yellow belly, and I still have her. She's given us two collections.
Yeah,
I think just one. Yeah, we're trying to get the second.
Yeah.
And then he got in touch with Tom Barnhart, and he wound up getting.
Oh, that cut you guys off.
My
bad. I was trying it out.
He got in touch with Tom Barnhart and got a couple of proven breeders from him. A super open lemon blast girl, which unfortunately just passed on us. It was the first snake we ever lost.
Oh man.
Yeah,
sucked pretty hard.
But
is that the one that? Oh my bad.
Go ahead. I think there might be a.
Is that the one that? There is. I'm not sure why. So I do apologize if I interrupt you.
No worries.
But we'll kind of go with it.
Oh yeah, we'll work through it.
Was that the one that had the tumor that just passed, or? Yeah. That's that's unfortunate. Yeah, it seems like she was like a really good girl for you guys, and had a lot of history there and everything. So.
Yeah, when we bought her, she wasn't even sold as an orange dream. She was sold as a lemon blast, and he said, "Oh, she might have something extra." And we got her, and we were like, "Oh, she's orange dream, like at least orange dream."
And actually, Ozzy gave it to Tom Barnhart. So the snake actually came from Ozzy first, and then came to us.
And she wound up proving out to be super orange dream. because like everything she ever produced wound up being orange green. So,
Yeah, I think it was three different
Yeah.
two clutches.
two clutches. Yeah, two clutches. And everything was orange.
Okay. Oh
then,
yeah. Huh.
The other snakes we got from Tom at that time was a visual hypopide male. That's our space ghost. And then we got you got two hatchlings, right? It was
Yeah,
the
the two
banana
bananas.
girls.
Yeah.
We got a leopard banana specter / yellow belly, and we actually just bred her and proved her out to be specter. And we got
Oh,
a banana
okay.
super star that he said might have something else going on, but we're trying to breed her right now. She's getting big, so hopefully she puts out some eggs pretty soon here.
Right. Things seem to be
For
going the
sure.
right way. Right.
Yeah. That's awesome. So in your first year of keeping, how fast did that collection grow?
Pretty fast. I
Yeah.
think we got about 30 snakes in that first probably
Oh wow.
months probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went on a spree, man.
Right.
Because you know how it is. You hit up breeders, and they're going to give you a better deal the more you buy. So you're going to look at everything they got. And go, okay, how can I use this? Is this going to work with what I'm doing? You know, and
Yeah. So a lot of times we were getting 5
3
snakes.
to 5 snakes at a time. Yeah.
Oh okay.
And then we actually had like 5 different fucking what was it called?
5 different.
Places where we keep the snakes before they come
Oh,
to general
quarantines.
quarantine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh okay.
We actually had 5 different fucking quarantines.
At one time.
Wow.
And I do not advise that.
Yeah, that's not fun.
Like different areas or?
Areas
Oh
of that.
wow.
And then
Yeah.
the showering and everything after we dealt with it, each quarantine just to be extra safe each time. You know.
Right.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah. I
do
mean,
not-
do what you got to do. It's better to be more careful about something than to like lose your collection or start losing animals because of of something stupid. Something that someone gave to you.
Yeah.
Everything gets a strict 90-day.
90 days.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have. It's interesting because I think everybody kind of has their own little system of like quarantining and yeah, I don't know. Some people do like 30 days, some people do 60, 90. I think, do what works best for you. I mean, it's not gonna hurt the snake if it's, sitting somewhere else for 90 days, you know what I mean? So yeah. So I'm very curious, because I've always wanted to know, but how did you guys meet?
Man, that was
Weed.
pretty much, right? I was
Sure.
working. I think it was JD, his cousin. He lived with his cousin at the time. His cousin was working at the same restaurant as one of my friends.
Oh,
And
okay.
one day we just like met at the mutual friend's house, and we all became like all of us were like a tight crew and shit.
Yeah.
Just been friends ever since. And a lot of
Nice.
the crew we're still friends with and everything, and a lot of them we just don't see anymore. But
Yeah.
Yeah, like you were still in high school when we met, huh?
I think
Oh,
I
really?
just
Yeah,
graduated.
just out of
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, man.
21. So he was buying alcohol for everyone.
that guy.
Yeah, it's tough. Like, I think, yeah, like, I used to have like tons and tons of friends in high school and have my own, stoner circle of friends and things like that. And then graduated high school, and especially when I moved to Colorado, like, I basically, not that I like abandoned everybody, but it's like I just started over, you know what I mean? And then, like growing up in Iowa too, it was super illegal, and I had already gotten caught a couple times, like starting at like 14 years old and then having to go through like classes and probation. And I even had like I even had an ankle monitor at one point in high school. And then like and then after high school, or actually it was probably after high school, but it might have been during high school, I don't really remember. But at some point before my 18th birthday, I got caught by my probation officer, and they're like, all right, because kind of a weird story. So my first time in the system was like 14, 15. And then I started going through classes and on probation and stuff like that. Well, my probation officer changed, and I didn't see a probation officer for like 3 or 4 months. And all of a sudden one day they come to my school Never met this guy before. He searches me, finds a little chill and bullet pipe on me, and he's like, all right, like basically I got busted. And they're like, it was like right before my 18th birthday. So they're like, you can either choose to stay in the juvenile court system or go to the adult court system. Juvenile court system, you're going to have to do a bunch more classes, do a lot of fines. But if you go to the adult court system, we'll defer it. You won't have to do any of that. But if you get caught again, we're going to bring back that stuff. And then so after high school, I was living with a couple of roommates, had some friends over, and someone had left a bong in my kitchen. I get a knock on the door from a police officer. He's like, "Hey, can I come in? Can I come inside and talk to you for a second?" I was like, me being dumb and young, like it's like, oh, all right, whatever. I had no idea there was a bong in my kitchen. There's like 4 or 5 people staying the night, plus my roommates. Walks in, sees the bong right away. And so I kind of like had to go to the adult court system. But long story short, I left Iowa because if I got one more strike on my record, then I was doing prison time and gonna be a felon and all this and that. So it's like Colorado changed a lot for me as far as like, moving out here and like being able to do just whatever in public, go down to like Golden or something, go to the river there and smoke. Nobody's gonna bother you. And yeah,
Actually,
so
I got arrested there for smoking.
oh yeah.
Yeah. Doing Cuban and shit. And
It technically was before the rec pass, though, wasn't it?
Yeah. You gotta remember,
Oh,
I'm
man.
so
Yeah.
out there putting it in the air before.
And he also had a warrant for his arrest, so
Yeah, no.
Warrants.
Yeah, no, been through all that crap. It sucks, but I think Colorado is an amazing place, and now we got psychedelics legalized, which is crazy. Like I never saw that coming, I guess, but maybe like Colorado's just got that vibe, you know what I mean?
Right.
So
Love Colorado.
I love it. I love it. Like I can't really see myself moving anywhere else unless it's got all the mountains and I don't know. Like the best you could do is have mountains and a beach, I guess, you know what I mean? We don't have a beach, but the mountains are amazing and they're 14,000 plus feet. So like that's really cool.
Yeah, I've been to beaches and I definitely prefer mountains. Yeah. I'm a mountain
Yeah. Yeah, I love it here. Like I'm just looking at the mountains like right out my window, just like big and beautiful. Like I love it. And then during the wintertime you get those snow caps and it's beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
So I'm curious. So AJ, you had the idea to start FNA balls or like because FNA is Fred and AJ, right?
Right.
So was it anything before that?
Not really. Like
Okay.
just tried like thinking of a whole bunch of shit and I'm like, dude, it's FNA, dude. Why fight it?
I like it. No, for sure. And how many reptiles in your collections right now?
Right around 160 with what we're selling and what we have sold.
All the
like
babies
everything we
and
take
stuff.
about 160.
Gotcha. So I have been curious about this because I don't know too many people that do like a partnership sort of company. So how does that investing work? Like, is it 50-50? Is it like, how does that dynamic work?
The way I've been doing it is most of this, like lately we haven't been getting a lot of sales. So pretty much 100% of the sales lately have been going to what's owed to me.
Yeah.
But generally, if we get a bigger sale, like 500 to 1,000, I'll do like half of it to what's owed to me, and then I'll split the other half between us.
Okay.
Keep track on paper of what's owed to me from the
For
company.
sure. No, that's that's always interesting because I had a friend when I first got into ball pythons in Denver. He's not really like I think he used to be in breeding a lot more and stuff back in the day. But he had inquired about coming in with me and he kind of I don't know. I haven't really talked to him that much. I feel like he's not super serious with it, or at least like maybe just doesn't want to invest as much as I do. You know what I mean? But I kind of like thought how that would work, and if you go on different like podcasts and things like that. Sometimes people bring it up as far as like doing joint pairings or going to business together, and I've always like kind of wondered how that would work. Because I know some people do like a 50-50, or sometimes people do, all right, you get the first pick of the clutch, or whatever.
In my opinion, transparency is the first and foremost.
Yeah.
For sure.
If you're upfront about everything, then I think that's the way to go.
Yeah.
I think we definitely butted heads a lot more in the
Trying to
beginning.
figure shit out.
Oh, okay.
I think right now we hardly ever, argue about anything or.
Right.
No, that's good. I feel like you guys are like definitely the perfect duo, like great dynamics, and yeah, I mean, I think it would potentially be hard for somebody who just wants to go in with a partner to like have a lot of issues if they're not, super close friends, haven't known each other forever, because like, yeah, it could be like really, really risky. You know what I mean? And if things go downhill, it's like you guys are fighting over the collection, you guys are fighting over money, and things like that. So it's I think you guys have something going for sure.
Right on, man. I was to say, Ectothermic Dungeon. I don't know if they're still doing stuff, but they used to be a duo that was pretty fun.
Oh, okay.
Actually, one of our inspirations before we started was R&B. I don't know if you ever watched them, Ryan and Ben.
Oh man, I can't remember. I don't know. I must not have watched them too much, so I'll have to check them out.
And then sub so well, they wound up kind of. They say they're still friends, but I kind of don't think they are. But like they used to call their fans R&Bers, and we call our fans FNAers. So I mean, it's some similarities there. Like,
I mean, it's better than just calling them a bunch of fuck asses, right?
Yeah, no, for sure. I love that. Like, yeah, like I like how in the videos you guys are like, "What's up, FNAers?" And like, I think that's cool. It's catchy, it sticks, and it gives your fans like a more personal community. Like they feel like they're part of something, rather than just like, "What's up, guys?" You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to figure that out for myself. Like, what can my community like sort of be called? And I'm trying to figure it out. But yeah, I love that about you guys, because it makes people feel like they're involved and like they're part of something, other than just like watching the channel. You know what I mean?
People to be involved too. Like,
yeah. It's definitely more fun the more people that are involved.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. Yeah, and I'm gonna get into your show in a little bit. We're gonna talk more reptile stuff, and man, but you guys have like an awesome show. Like it's super awesome. But moving on, how do you guys delegate the husbandry and the cleaning and the feeding and all that stuff?
Pretty much 50-50.
Yeah, we got
that
marked out with red color, right?
I don't know if you can see like the blue dot and the red dot here. But basically, our tubs are divided up into blue and red color, and
then we
red, and then switch the next week.
Really? Wow, that's really interesting.
We get an eye on everything.
Yeah, that way we're both seeing all the animals.
Right. So if like I happen to see something that I think might be an issue, or he happens to see something that he might think it might be an issue, like it's good to have like the different pairs of eyes on shit.
Yeah. No, that's really interesting. I wasn't expecting that answer at all, to be honest. I thought, maybe you guys, like alternate days or like just do it together. But the fact that you guys are alternating tubs and like, all right, you get to get these guys this week, and then next week you kind of like reverse it, which is, that's really smart, to be honest. Because it gives you guys on everything. And
we ran into working together because we just have like one bathroom area where we can wash and get water and stuff. So like we were constantly like butting heads trying to. So
and then
we
were trying to do you do the fucking substrate and I'll do the fucking water holes, and like that didn't work out. So like
just decided to do half and switch off like we do in sport breaks. So.
Yeah.
Nice. That's awesome.
Twice a week.
Yeah, so. Actually, those are twice a week, and everything else is once a week.
Okay, sure. Yep, that makes sense. And where is the facility right now? Is it at one of your guys' house?
It's my house, yeah.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
He actually lives here in the basement with all the reptiles, and I live upstairs.
And
wow.
Sleep
nice.
Like any of the alarms start going off, like I'm instantly up. Like what the fuck?
That's really good.
You have a fire alarm or carbon monoxide alarm in your reptile.
Right?
Yeah. No, that's really awesome. Yeah, that's really good. Cause yeah, you guys are there all the time. So that's awesome. Are you guys breeding rats right now? Or are you guys buying breeding
Yeah,
rats?
we're breeding. I actually did just have to buy like 50 mediums to help us because we were running a
Mm,
little short. But I'm getting ready to expand that though because I actually want to start making enough to sell some on the side too.
for
Thinking
sure, yeah.
if I can breed rats for a living, that'd be better than delivering milk, to be honest.
Yeah.
No, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely a direction I want to go. Right now, I just gotta find my own place. Like when I moved to Colorado Springs, I wanted to make sure that where I was moving to allowed me to have all my snakes. Like at my last place, when I first started collecting snakes, like I didn't tell anybody. I had my snakes, and I even had like my pet rats, and like I was trying to breed whatever I could, but I can't really expand just because like rats take up a lot of space and work, and yeah, if you leave them there for a couple days without changing their bedding, they start to stink, and it's like so it's I didn't want to do that in an apartment. Now I'm in a house, but I don't want to bring rats here because like I just know how much work it is. And it can be rewarding. I just want a place where like no one's gonna have to bother me about the smell or um yeah, and if like a rat were to get out, I wouldn't want it to destroy anybody's stuff or whatever. So
Right.
um but if you guys start breeding rats, I'll definitely be a customer for sure. My collection's not too big, but um yeah, I definitely want to find a local rat breeder. I was living in Pueblo, buying my rats from Beasties, and now I'm in Colorado Springs, and I have to buy from Scales and Tails because I just don't want to drive an hour to, I don't know, just to, yeah. I mean, I would drive to go see you guys and everything like that, but as far as like having like a personal experience or like getting what I need, like I don't know, the Scales and Tails here is like I don't know. I think it's like overpriced. Whenever I go in and ask for certain sizes, they don't give me necessarily the sizes that I need and I want, and I'm like just like getting frustrated with it. I want somebody that's got a little bit more experience rather than just selling them, to me from they probably buy from a breeder and everything, but yeah, I want to buy from somebody that actually knows what they're talking about and can give me the sizes I need, and yeah, man.
Feed live only, or
So I was trying to switch over to frozen thawed for a little bit, and I still want to. I just it's easier for me to feed live because I
gotcha.
haven't developed a great system for the frozen thawed yet. Like I could, it's just a lot more time. You got to thaw and you got to heat up and this and that, and it's just work that I don't know. It's I haven't found a good system for it yet. You know what I mean? I don't think it's hard. I definitely want to switch all my guys over, and I think most of them are accepting to it.
Right.
I just need to because I know it'd be even a little bit cheaper for most people. So
Reason I was saying that, yeah, because you would save a little money.
It's a little safer
yeah,
for the snake too. I mean,
for sure. Yeah, 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 absolutely. And I have a scaleless, and like I do. He'll eat frozen thawed. He will. But if I buy live, like I gotta do the fresh kill and everything because like he's just too fragile for anything, and yeah, I just get so nervous about feeding him live. The other snakes are fine for the most part, but I did just sell a hatchling to somebody, and she she was like, "Oh, like looks like there's a couple like nick marks on the belly." And I'm thinking like I check my snakes every day, you know what I mean? Like maybe I just overlooked it. But still, it's a concern like if you're feeding something and it doesn't go for it right away, or the rat wants to take a little nibble or something when you're not looking. So yeah, it's always a good idea to go that route, I think. And especially like the bigger collection you have, I think it just makes sense, you know what I mean?
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it's for sure. Um, so I'm curious. So since 2019 to now, how have your clutches been? Like, are you like increasing your clutches every year? What were your clutches last year, and what do you anticipate them being this year?
So 2019, we had, technically it was 2020 because we started breeding, pairing in 2019, but we got all of our clutches in 2020. We got
Okay.
clutches, and we only paired 5 females. So
yeah, 100% success rate.
100% success rate in our first year, and we only had like 1 slug, I think.
But like I said, I've been videos for 2
Yeah,
years
he had been
before we
doing
started
research, and
fucking
with that, with doing less snakes, we were able to keep better tabs on everything. And second year, we did 8 clutches, 9 pairings, so only one of them didn't go the second year.
Okay.
Same thing though, we only had like 1 or 2 slugs out of all those.
Yeah.
But this last year, we had 12 clutches, but we were shooting for over 20. We paired 25 females. And we had a lot of reabsorptions. We had more slugs than usual. We had the one clutch that was looked like it was good, and then like 6 of the eggs went bad in the incubator, and then the 2 were dead within a week.
Yeah.
And they were all
man.
out,
Yeah.
From that Olympus video.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw that Olympus video about us that he did recently, but the snake that he was talking about, that's the snake that he was talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, for real? Yeah, I do love his videos. He's got some awesome content. Yeah, man, I love watching those videos. I can't remember if I saw that video or not. But I'll definitely check it out for sure.
Yeah, 4 or 5 videos ago, the whole video was about us. I couldn't believe it.
Dude,
I was
like it actually brought a tear to my eye.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Like, it was.
Yeah, that's really cool.
It was really good the way he started it too, because like he made it sound like he was getting ready to talk shit about us and stuff. Like
we had all Iron Dog and people hitting us up going, man, I thought this guy was getting ready to talk shit. So I was going to have to go down to Kansas and kick his ass and shit. Like,
so many people were like, dude, I could have swore I was going to have to drive down.
That's funny. Yeah. Yeah, that's really awesome. It's cool. Like, it's cool to see the support that people have in the community. As far as like, you can get one of those bigger breeders like like you can be on their radar, you know what I mean? And like, I think that's really cool because like like us, we've got friends all throughout the country and things like that. And there's certain breeders that like, yeah, will like really show you some love, even if you're not like close with them or anything like that. Like they'll still like support you and get your name out there and stuff like that. So, and I don't know, any other communities that do that. I'm sure there are, whatever, I'm sure there's other, sorts of communities out there. But it's kind of hard. Or for example, like in the grow community, like whenever I was growing and stuff like that, it seems like all of the grow houses are like at competition and at war with each other. Like they don't want you to succeed. They don't want you selling, weed to their customers. And so it's like kind of like a really dog eat dog world. But with like the snakes, it's like everybody wants to buy from each other and everybody wants to sell to each other.
Everybody wants to be the next coolest snake, man.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because I think like, for like weed, like if someone's got a strain, they might not want to like a brand new strain or something that they cross. They might not want to sell you cuts of that or seeds or whatever. They probably want to keep that to themselves and just kind of sell it to you, and then you smoke it and it's gone. But with like snakes, it's like, oh, you need this for your collection, you need this for your projects. Like here, I got this going. Like you can have one of my my snakes, whatever. Like it's really awesome. So it's like we all buy from each other, all support each other. And yeah, when we have like reptile shows and stuff, we can just like meet up, and it's like a really cool thing. So
yeah.
What is your most anticipated pairing for this year?
Blackhead Clown, Blackhead Phantom Cinnamon Clown, to probably Banana Lesser Clown is probably one. And
okay.
The Krypton girl again, probably.
Yeah, the Krypton and the Super Cypress he's going to.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, get some Cypress into that Blackhead Clown project.
Oh yeah.
For sure. Yeah, that's cool. And what other morphs are you working with besides, Blackhead, Cypress, Clown, of course, and things like that?
We're pretty big into the yellow belly complex, especially asphalt. We got 4 pairings this year that are going for super asphalt combos.
Yeah, we have a
nice.
super asphalt that we call Steve the Allen. So
okay.
He's been a good worker for us, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's going to inchy asphalt to try to make super asphalt inchies. He's going to a pastel freeway.
A shredder asphalt, trying to make asphalt super asphalt shredders.
And then there was one other one, I think. Vespa. is, yeah, we got a few more.
Yeah, there's a few more.
I'd have to get out my list. But yeah, lots of super asphalts hopefully this year.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, that would be nice. That would be real nice. So okay, so you guys are working with all that stuff. Is that the general direction you want to go, or like in 5 years, kind of what do you see your pairings and your projects looking like?
We're also trying to work DG pretty good. Fucking we're ghosting absolutely everything.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah. It makes everything better for sure.
Just trying to mesh everything after that.
Like everything. We got hypo-pie stuff going, DG hypo. We got hypo clown stuff getting ready to go. So all that stuff will go together eventually, especially
For sure.
Like,
Yeah, that's
my dream combo would be, and I said super asphalt blackhead cypress clown. So, and that's something we can produce eventually. So
Yeah.
okay.
Banana, we can do that
and
too.
banana.
Yeah, for sure. Now, do you guys, whenever you're sort of collaborating, do you guys debate over like what pairings? Like, is there certain directions that each of you want to go, and you're like, oh no, I want to go this way, and then you're like, oh, I want to go this way, and it's just like, do you guys clash in that way, or is it pretty mutual?
Just bounce the ideas off of each other. Like, well, if we do this, we could work on it this way.
Right.
And they'll be like, well, that way does this, and oh shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Usually someone will come up with a better point that'll convince the other one. It's usually,
Once again, two heads are better than one.
Yeah.
Four eyes are better
Exactly.
We don't really have big egos either. I think that's a lot of it. Like, we're not trying to get one or the other name out there more than the other. So
it's FNA.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, I like that because I haven't noticed that at all. I mean, you guys are pretty great together. Like, seems like everything's really mutual and things and stuff. So
yeah, we know each other for a long ass time.
For sure. Now, I'm just curious, what was the biggest investment you guys have made so far on an animal? And you don't have to tell me the price or anything, but what animal was that?
It was Blinky, the blackhead phantom cinnamon clown we got.
Oh, okay.
We got him. He was listed at $5K, and
okay.
A super cypress from the same guy that was listed at $35, and he gave it to us for $8. So.
Oh, nice. Yeah, for sure.
And that was
Chris Towers in Canada. He's actually pretty big in Canada. He's doing a lot of ultramel blackhead shit.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's
nice.
That was our first snake from out of the U.S.
Yep.
Okay. Are there any sort of restrictions from shipping from Canada to the U.S. or anything like that?
No. What they did is they actually had like a vehicle that was specially set up for transporting reptiles. It was like they all had separate space in the vehicle, and it was all climate controlled and everything.
Oh wow.
They actually drove them across the border and then shipped them once they were in U.S. territory.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, that's really cool. So next sort of topic is, are you guys vending any shows in 2023?
Not planning on it.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
We did one show and we weren't very big fans just because it was a lot of work and setup, and we didn't have a very good selection either at the time. So maybe someday when we have more snakes that we're sitting on and we're trying to sell more, and I honestly think, I hate to say it, but kind of lower end snakes like 500 and below are going to be better at shows, and a lot of what we have is like half of what we have is probably over 500. So.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, sure. So you guys have only done one show so far, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like
gotcha.
The beginning, and like we brought a whole clutch of pastel freeways. We put our super asphalt to our killer ivory, so everything was guaranteed that.
Sure. Yeah, it's kind of funny because I have always wondered about this because I was actually at your first show, or I guess your only show, but I was there. I remember seeing you guys, but I was seeing you guys, talking to you guys. I even got like a sticker. It's like on my hatching rack and everything. But I remember that was probably maybe my first or second show that I ever went to. So I didn't have like a lot of ball pythons. I didn't have like money to spend or anything. That might have been the show where I picked up my boa and maybe, I don't know. It was either I picked up my boa there or I picked up my, I think it was like maybe my second ball python ever, my banana Mojave Fire male. And he did a clutch for me. He bred for me last year, so I had a clutch out of him with my pastel lesser. But yeah, I was just getting into collecting around then. I remember exactly where you guys were. You guys are like at the back, sort of like on the right corner, and you guys had like your table and everything. And
Right.
I don't know why you guys stood out so much. AJ, it's probably like the beard and everything, but yeah, man, like how can you forget that? Plus, like, yeah, I remember you guys saying it was like, yeah, your first show and stuff like that. And
Only the second reptile show we've been to, even.
Yeah, the first reptile
really,
we bought those snakes I told you about, and then we actually worked that show as our next reptile show we were ever at.
Yeah.
gotcha.
And then our third reptile show we were ever at was at Tinley this year, or last year, I should say, in March.
Oh, yeah, I really want to go to that. And this coming March, I'm trying to plan for it. Like, I'm trying to save up my vacation days and everything.
Go to October.
Go to October.
Yeah, go to October.
October?
Yeah,
for sure.
We're going to be at the October one.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I have to go. Like, I haven't been to a big show like that. Biggest one I've been to is just the Denver one, I think it was. Either Denver or Springs, but I think Denver has a slightly bigger one, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I need to start going to those, start planning for them. I would love to go to Daytona. Yeah, it's like, it's our life, you know what I mean? Like, gotta travel, gotta go meet people, especially like the people who've been meeting online, fans from the show, things like that. So, yeah, it's fun. It's fun for sure. So on that topic, are you guys planning on doing shows in the future? Like, if you have enough, hatchlings and things like that, or is it something that like you could sell mostly through social media and Morph Market or online or whatever?
I kind of think if we do shows, we're kind of looking at higher end shows too, like Tinley,
something
Arlington,
NARBC related,
stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of people looking at that too, so it's going to be hard.
Yeah, no, for sure. I have noticed, like, for the, I don't know, I've probably been to maybe like 4 reptile shows in Colorado over the past like year and a half.
Damn.
And I try to go to them when I can, unless it's like the show me snakes, which I hear are just horrible. Like, just nobody turns up to them. But I try to go if I can. Like, I think I've been to 2 Denver ones, one in Colorado Springs, and or maybe 2 in Springs, I'm not sure, but I've been to like 3 or 4. And sometimes it turns out great and sometimes it's not, you know what I mean? And yeah, I think that's just like the risk you might take, vending at a smaller show is like people might not come through, if there's not foot traffic, then you're not selling your snakes. So yeah, but with the bigger shows, you can probably guarantee that you're going to make a little bit of money at least, hopefully.
Yeah, I would say the other bad thing about shows is, at least with us, like I say, we're quarantined. So if we work a show like that, we're quarantined snakes afterwards that are at the show.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a lot of snakes in quarantine.
Yeah. I can't imagine, those bigger breeders that are bringing like hundreds of snakes, or I don't know. Like, I've seen like Wilbank's tables and pictures and stuff like that. He's got like a whole wall. I'm like, bro, like that's so much work. Like, even just to vend, you're not even talking about quarantining or anything like that, just to like set up. I can't even imagine. Or even having like 2 tables where you got, 50, 60 snakes or whatever. Like, it's a lot of work for sure.
Oh yeah.
So as far as FNA goes and the whole company, the brand, how big do you want to grow? Like, is it a retirement sort of goal?
Kind of, for me. I definitely would probably like to retire doing this because I think I could handle doing snakes and rats into my 60s and 70s.
Sure. Yeah. I would definitely love to make this my full-time thing. Not sure how long that's going to take, but I think from starting out, I think I bought my first ball python April 2021. So from then to now, I've learned a lot. You know what I mean? Like when I first got into it, I wasn't investing in the right things. I was just kind of investing into what I thought looked nice. And at the very, very beginning, like my first 5 or 6 snakes, I did not understand recessives. I don't think I had a lot of money to spend on, visual recessives. Didn't like I kind of understood how hets worked, but I wasn't like ready to take that risk as far as like, oh, you're gonna get a het clown, you're gonna get a het DG or whatever. It's like but now I understand. Like if I get a het into something, you know what I mean, like that's good. You know what I mean. But now my projects have sort of shifted from incomplete dominance to getting those visual recessives in there, you know what I mean, and kind of stacking up those genes and things like that. So it's fun, and I'm getting into some lavender stuff. So in a couple of years, once I raise them up, I'll have some lavender stuff going on. I'm trying to hit, the snake I'm getting tomorrow is a leopard, yellow belly, lavender, het pied, and then I've got a spark ball python, which was my first one. So eventually I want to see if I can make some leopard puma spark ball pythons, which I think would be cool. I don't think I've seen that yet, but I love the leopard pumas. I don't really like pumas like by themselves, particularly. But I think that leopard puma is pretty awesome, pretty badass. And if I can make like a lavender version of that, I can imagine it's going to be pretty awesome. Hopefully, I mean, sometimes I think people want to shoot for something, it's just not what they expect. But yeah, but then that lavender boy is going to go into a lot of other stuff too. So he'll kind of go to a lot of my girls. Yeah, it's kind of like the immediate future. Hopefully I can raise this boy up within the next year and kind of start pairing him to some stuff. But as far as clutches this year, I've only got, it kind of sucks, but I've only got a Paso Lesser female that produced my first clutch. She's ready to go again. I've got like a normal girl that's full size, and then everything else I'm raising up. Because like I said, I've only been keeping for like a year and a half or so. So, so all right, moving on to some of our last topics. So everybody watching right now is probably familiar with your Wake and Bake with Snakes show. Yeah, if people don't know about that show, can you explain what it is so people can start tuning into that?
It's the stoner game show of the snake world.
Right. Pretty
For
much.
sure.
Kind of part show, part podcast, part
fucking around, having fun.
Yeah, like we try to interview someone every week. We try to make the interview last about 45 minutes. It's not as an in-depth interview as what you're doing now.
Right.
You're doing a great job of it.
Yeah.
And also, I really enjoyed the intro too. You had some really funny outtakes from our show there that was cracking me up.
Hell yeah.
But basically, we wanted to do a show that was celebrating all of the 420s in our time zones. So we started it at 2, which is 4 o'clock Eastern. So then we hit Eastern 420, Central, Mountain, Pacific, and we do races and giveaways. That's something that kind of evolved into the show eventually.
And we learned that from Iron Dog.
Right, yeah. Big shout out to Iron Dog. Showed us how to do the races, and that was kind of where we got the idea from and everything.
Nice.
I got the idea of letting other people sponsor the races, and basically that way it's not always an FNA or a hot glass credit people are getting. They're getting the chance to get stuff from other breeders, and the other breeders aren't paying us anything. They're actually just giving a credit for their company, so we're guaranteeing a future sale for themselves.
Trying to help people sell snakes.
So it's really everyone wins,
Right.
Like we're not
for
much credit away of ours. We're getting other breeders into it.
Yep.
Other people are going to be more interested because they're like, if we're not into the projects, there's maybe some other sponsor that's sponsoring the show might have other snakes they're into. So
yeah,
that's basically what we're doing with it. And eventually, once we get over 1,000 subs, we're going to do members and have it to where like some of the tiers like might be where you're automatically included in the races or something.
You don't have
and then if you're participating, you'll get an extra guy or something like that. We're going to figure something out.
Yeah, no, it's really cool to see how you guys have grown because, like I how do I say it is, you guys have like really evolved that show, and I think it's come a long way, and I think it's awesome because I don't think there's too much like what you're doing right now, as far as like you guys are going for like 4 or 5 hours. I think sometimes you guys even go to 7+ hours. But it's really, really awesome that you guys do that and you guys do your giveaways, and it gets people involved in those races. Like it's funny how do I put it? It's and I don't mean this in any offensive way, but it seems silly, the races, you know what I mean? Like racing zombies, racing cars, racing planes, but it's so interactive and it's so fun. Like, I'm surprised at the sort of reactions that you guys get, because people are like, oh, it's rigged, or like, you know, in my intro, you see Mike is just like, oh, I never win, or like, oh, I'm losing. Like,
You got to make it 20 hours when I was cracking up. You got to make it 21st. My name's too long. It's weighing me down.
Yeah, he's hilarious, man. And I think, having those guys on your show, like Mike, Logan, Keys, things like that, adds that like whole another dynamic to it, where it's not just you guys, racing people, but it's like you have a panel and it's a friendly little competition. You know what I mean? And I love that. I think it's super interactive. Man.
We got to give a big shout out to Keys, the Keys fam, because really one of the reasons for us progressing on this channel so quick is Keys' usual suspects, Gershon.
Yep.
Gershon is like kind of the original suspect. He's the one that pushed Keys to start doing videos, and he pushed us to do our Wake and Bake show. He was like, so I was like, I don't know if we should do like a show about weed and snakes. He's like, do it.
Like, are you kidding?
Like,
is that
fucking
you guys?
do it. You're going to bring more people into the hobby that way.
Get more stoners into snakes.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Okay.
He was absolutely right about that, for sure. And it's cool because like it's Wake and Bake with snakes. It's not just like Wake and Bake. It's not just snakes. It's like both. And that community does exist. Like you can see it across even other people's channels. People are smoking, talking about weed. But you guys kind of like bring that all together into one show. And I think it's awesome because that's to me, that's what sets you guys apart from everybody else keeping snakes. Like me, I'm not really doing that. It's kind of weird because long story, but when I got into snakes, I was growing weed at the time. But my shift focused from like buying weed to buying snakes. And like, I used to smoke every day, all day, 10 times a day, whatever. And then I started growing my own stuff, and I had a huge harvest. I think it lasted me like 4 or 5 months. I didn't have to visit a dispensary even once. And then in that time of me smoking, and then like my stuff's not, 25, 30% like you can buy in some of these, dispensaries and stuff like that. So I think my tolerance was starting to go down. And then at the same time, like me not having to visit a dispensary, I was able to like invest that money that I was making from my job into snakes. I think that's like a big part of what got me started. But then by the time I ran out of my stuff, I would, start smoking with my friends or doing dabs like I would always do. And I just like, man, like it messed with my brain. Like I got so high and I'm like, I don't know. But so now I don't really smoke except for on occasion. But like in this, like it's nothing against it. Like I said, I used to smoke every day, all day. Just something happened in my brain, and it might be the fact that I'm like super focused on like snakes, and like when I come home, I just like spend time with them. I don't know what it is, but it was always a big part of my life, and things kind of shifted. So I don't really make that a focus of my show. If I have people that are on my show like you guys that are stoners and stuff, all for it, super for it. But yeah.
Don't read that often either. Only our third joint.
But it's an interesting thing. I don't even know how it happened, and it's weird to like be with a friend and be like, oh no, I don't, just I don't know, man. I don't really crave it like I used to, which is a strange thing to look back and know that I was smoking for, I don't know, 15, 20 years of my life.
That just shows that it's not addictive like some people say.
Exactly. For sure. Yeah, it's really not. And I think, the place I worked for a couple years ago was an organic grow. So they would sell only like organic stuff. We wouldn't use any like pesticides. We wouldn't use any like chemical nutrients or anything like that. Even in the grow, like we would use we would use like certain other like we use like borage to fight pests. We would use man, we use like certain plants to like fight off pests. Like was it parsley? I think it was. I don't know. Just I can't even remember now. It's been a while now, but yeah, we'd use like all organic stuff. It was fun.
Nice.
So I'm curious. Going back to the show again. When did you guys start doing the show? Did it start with the Wake and Bake, or did it, start with doing lives before that?
We did do a few lives before that. We actually did one really good live. The audio's kind of choppy here and there on it, but with Kenny and Ponte from Puerto Rico, and it was pretty much all about nanny stuff and the nanny gene. And he showed some really cool stuff.
Love that guy, man.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's one of our mentors. He's someone we always reach out to whenever
Oh, okay.
it's about like IDing and stuff like that.
Yeah. I think it's important to have mentors and people that you can go to ask for advice. And then since I got into this whole reptile snake thing, like I think I found a lot of that online. But I actually started after I started buying ball pythons. I ended up working so after the grow, and even during the end of that period of time, I was actually working the grow and the reptile shop out here. And so I got a lot of experience there, from taking care of tons and tons of ball pythons to retics, to carpet pythons, colubrids, and then other animals like dwarf caimans, turtles, monitors of all sorts of kinds. So I got like a lot of experience there. Got a lot of mentorship there, but since I've left, like I kind of not really seeking that guidance out anymore. I think I'm more seeking like people like you that I can like hit up, on Instagram, like, hey, like, what do you think about this? Or I got this idea, and kind of like bounce things off of people. Cause man, this community is great. And I've made a lot of really, really good friends. And there's, a couple people I know I can just call up and, they'll answer. And, I can have an hour, 2 hour conversation with them on the phone about what I'm doing or what they're doing. And it's cool, man. I love it.
Oh yeah, the community rocks, man.
For sure. Yeah, it's awesome. So I'm very curious, how much credit have you given away on your show so far? Do you have like a number, a ballpark?
I would say 1,500 to 2,000.
Okay.
I would say probably.
For sure. And has anyone cashed out on that yet?
Oh yeah, I've given some glass away. Ken from LMK, everything he's won on that has come off because he's buying like 4 snakes off us. So wins, it just comes off his total.
Yeah, we got to shipping these snakes before they're free.
I know, right? I it's cool because I don't think I see anybody else really doing that, at least not on a weekly basis. Where they're giving away like credits. People will do it when they hit like 500 or 1,000 subs. They're like, oh, I'm giving away, $100 or $200 or something like that. But you guys give the opportunity for anybody and everybody to win as long as they're tuned into your show. As long as they're watching those races every 420, you're doing a race, doing some races. And
so like
I said, it's awesome.
We've actually been doing like extra races too that are like bonus races.
Right.
We're going to start doing more points for those. Just random races. So that way people have to watch. They can't just tune in at the 420.
I like that because then you know that people are engaged, and it's not like for an example, you guys know about this. It's like Derek showed up on the show, commented, whatever, and he started winning races, but he wasn't actually in there. And it's like, bro, like he's winning, basically almost came out on top for only being there for like 420. And everybody else is like, like, what the fuck, man?
That's what we needed to make some adjustments.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, for sure. And I think you guys might have answered this already, but do you guys have a favorite episode that you've done?
Man. Kind of like the Wiz episode.
Yeah, I am a fan of Wiz.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it was dope.
Dragon Soul was fun too.
Hell yeah.
Cool people. Keys was cool, man. I mean, any time we get to do the suspects, Gershon was funny. We weren't expecting Gershon to want to come on that show because he doesn't really smoke. He used to. Right. He's kind of like you know, but then he got a job and he was good for his job.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, honestly, you guys have one of the best shows because it's not just like interview style. It's very, very interactive. Yeah, and you can kind of see who's even if they're not like in the chat, they might comment like free shit or something and then get entered in. But it's like you got the chat going, and then you got like the races, and then you got the panel. It's like this whole conglomerate of like epicness.
It's
for sure.
Over there.
That's me. Yep. Deficit disorder. I have too much shit going on at once.
Yep. So, kind of wrapping up on that topic, what is the goal for your channel? I know you guys are trying to get monetized. Is beyond that, what's the goal?
Not really even being monetized. We just want to get to the 1,000 subs so that we can member thing.
Okay. Gotcha. Are you guys at your watch hours yet? I know you're at like almost 700 subs, I think.
Yeah, we're like
still working on the watch hours.
630 subs or something like that, and like we're over 3,000 watch hours, so we're almost at 4,000.
Nice, for sure.
The wake and bake has definitely made the watch hours go up.
Yeah, I can imagine for sure. It's cool to think that people will watch the entirety of that. Like you got steady guests that are watching, all 4 or 5 hours plus. Yep. And yeah, because I think if you're there for just one race, you're probably not going to win any credit. But people want to win that credit, and they want to support you. They want to buy your snakes because you guys have awesome genes and awesome stuff in your collection.
Those are the people we want to support too. So yeah, we're glad they're in there all the time.
Oh yeah, for sure. So kind of winded down on everything. I want to get into some cannabis questions.
All right.
So for both of you guys can answer separately, you know what I mean? Because I'm pretty sure you guys have different opinions. But what do you prefer as far as indica, sativa, or hybrid?
We're both pretty much indica heads.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I need fucking medicinal shit.
I will stray more to hybrids and sativas than him, but I do prefer it. So
I need that medicinal shit. Fucking, I used to be a mover. I used to be a landscaper / tree guy / fucking like everything I did was hard on the back and the joints.
Yeah.
Like I blew my body apart. Fucking one of the big reasons I wanted to try to get into snakes because, like, let's be honest, cleaning a snake isn't that hard.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I've been doing physical labor. Yeah, most of my life. Like the job I've got right now is really physical labor, and it sucks because I'll like come home sore half the days of the week, or I'll be sore for a couple days. Like I got a kink in my neck, I can't get out for like 2 weeks, and it's like I'm tired of feeling this way. You know what I mean? And I'm 33, so I'm still like young, I guess. You know what I mean? But I've already done a lot of damage to my body and my back and this and that, and so I definitely support the medical aspect of marijuana. I think it helps a lot of people. And beyond just like pain, like, it helps beyond that. Like there's people that, like even people that I know that take it for seizures, you know what I mean? Like, and their seizures have either like decreased significantly or they've stopped. And so I think it's just an awesome thing. And especially like the CBD, if people aren't like really into smoking and things like that, put on some CBD topical or whatever, CBD, edible or whatever.
And we've actually been making RSO, and we actually got to send some out to Iron Dog.
Nice.
To help with his cancer. And
yeah.
He just got done doing his cancer test, and his doctor told him, "Merry Christmas."
What? For real?
Leveling out and like
not
progressing. So
right.
That's awesome. Yeah, Iron Dog's huge in our community. For anybody, like, go check him out too. Yeah, he's an awesome dude. real supportive of everybody. Has a great channel, great discussions, things like that. So, and yeah, like it's cool. Like when people have things come up, whether it's like financial or medical, family emergencies or things like that. Like our community is so supportive of that. Always trying to help, somebody out, as best as we can. And yeah, and it's awesome to see that, marijuana did that for him, kind of helping out those levels and
Right.
and things. So yeah, and that's for a lot of people too.
You don't have him over the hump yet or anything, but everything is definitely starting to move the right direction.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think for the longest time, I think I would only smoke indica, but because of like my ADD and stuff like that, I think there's a couple of years where I kind of lean towards the sativa side of things. I don't know why. I think it just helped me feel a little bit more energetic. Like if I wanted to go on a hike, I didn't feel like I needed to go and lay down or just I don't know. It's they have those different spectrums of effects and things like that. So yeah, I would do sativa for the longest time.
It gets my fucking heart racing too much, man.
It can, yeah. I think that could be the issue too. When I started smoking back up, like, maybe the stuff I was smoking was just like, yeah, making my heart race, like making my mind just go. So yeah, but I think that's the beautiful thing about it is like, most people can find a strain that they can sort of, connect with, like that fits their personality, their mood. Like I said, a lot of people do it for pain. Like if it's like an indica that really helps you out. Because I had a friend, he actually just not to get like all heavy or anything, but he just died recently. He was born with like a really really rare disease and things like that, and he would use heavy indicas for pain and things like that. And I saw it help him out so much. I'll kind of give him a little shout out. Like rest in peace, George. But he had a disease called epidermolysis bullosa. I think I'm saying it right. But basically, it's a skin disease where like his skin, like the outer epidermis layer, didn't stick to like his body. So like he had to wear like a full bandage wrap and change it like 2 times a week and like just horrible. You know what I mean? Like so I'm not trying to like make things all heavy, but whenever he first started smoking weed, like he noticed a huge change. Like he's like, oh, I'm not in pain anymore. Like I'm not having, all these body aches and all these cramps and like with the blisters, that's painful in itself, but like it helped him out a lot. And I saw that dude do like a 180 almost overnight, as far as like, this is helping me. His family didn't like it, because like they were raised like super religious and so was I and everything like that. But like, I saw it help him out, and it sucks because like he even had to like sort of hide it from his parents and his family. And it's like, man, like this stuff, really helps people out. So yeah.
It wasn't
so
I guarantee I would have been hooked on pain pills and
yeah. I used to, it's like I don't know how much I should dive into this stuff, but yeah, growing up with ADD and things like that, I was always on pills, and then like even in like junior high, I think even starting as early as elementary school, like they put me on antidepressants and ADD pills and things like that, and it's like, man, that messes up people, especially if they're really young like that. And then yeah, when I started smoking weed, like, and especially the last couple years, like I'm never going back to pills or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like it's just not worth it. I'd rather stay completely sober, completely clean than to have to go through that stuff. You know what I mean? And it's crazy that they're putting kids and teenagers on that stuff.
Yeah.
But
and it fucking does weird shit to the brain, and that's when the brain developing.
Yeah. And I think there's a strain for just about anything and everything. I mean, there's so many different cannabinoids and terpenes that like, if you're trying to help something out, whether it's like anorexia, or if you're trying to help out like seizures or, glaucoma or, pain, there's something there for you. Even if it's just like, you need to get your mind right and stay focused. Like there's something out there that's going to work for you. So, and I think that's what's amazing about the cannabis industry is there's so, especially now, there's so much more research going on with it and so much more like development, happening. And, there's the Charlotte's Web strain. I think that actually came out of Colorado too. Yeah. So, seeing things like that and knowing that there's medical advancements in the industry is really awesome.
Oh yeah.
Do you guys have a favorite strain?
Mine is probably LA Kush or OG Kush. They're basically the same thing.
I really like that stuff, but I'm a purple Kush guy, man.
Okay, yeah. I think my favorite, because I really like the sort of like piney, the fruity stuff. So you're gonna find that with a lot of sativas and stuff. But the ones I really liked were, Durban Poison, Ghost Train Haze, and then there's like a local strain here. I'm not sure who's got it. I know the place I worked for has it. It's called Spec Ops, and that strain was sort of designed for people with PTSD and things like that. And I don't have PTSD or anything, but it's like it's a sativa, but it's not like super racy. Like it's pretty mellow, but it's not gonna like be super like heavy, weigh you down. You know what I mean? You can still kind of do stuff and function, but yeah, kind of like bred for people with PTSD, and that's why it's called like Spec Ops and stuff. But I love that one, like super like a sort of creamy, milky sort of taste. Like I feel like if you bred it with anything, it would just be perfect because almost like the cream in your coffee. I mean, you could have your like coffee straight, but like just kind of adds that those underlying tones. You know what I mean? Are you guys growing right now, or do you guys just buy from a friend or anything like that?
I am still growing. I usually grow outdoors as well during the summertime, but I'm getting ready to wrap up the indoor grow and turn it into wrap breeding, I think.
Okay, yeah, it's pretty fun. I just like, yeah, man, it's a lot of work. Especially depending on how many plants you have, but yeah, like I said, my shift just focused from growing to like snakes, and now I just like I come home, I want to deal with my snakes, but before it used to be my plants and stuff like that. Just morning, wake up, sit there with them for like an hour, and then like come home, do the same thing. But so what is your favorite way to smoke?
For me.
Probably blunts for me.
Okay, for sure. Blunts are good. I was never like a big, huge blunt guy. I think probably just because like I'm horrible at rolling them. I'm great at doing rolling joints and things like that. But for sure. Do you guys have a favorite memory of smoking, whether it's from your childhood or up to now?
Probably the first time I actually felt the effects of weed.
Oh man, I remember that time.
And then walking through the store with the munchies and just buying ridiculous shit to eat. Like,
yeah, the half-baked episode is walk in, like giant candy bars, everything. You just like want everything. You feel like immersed in your environment. You're like, oh my God, for sure. Yeah, it's crazy. And I hopefully my parents aren't watching this right now, but one of my favorite memories, aside from like the first time where I just got, man, we're smoking all day. We're making brownies while we're smoking, and we ate the brownies, and then like those brownies kicked in. We were still smoking. I was like laying on the couch. Everything was just like flashing in front of my eyes, just like a frames in a movie. I'm like, oh my gosh, like so that was a fun time. Another one of probably the most memorable time, and I hope I don't get in trouble for this, but I don't think anybody important is gonna watch or you can even prove it. But I remember in high school, I made this little like hookah out of like some cologne bottles. It was like the main glass bottle, and then the top I had like a little hose coming out, and on the side I had another like cologne bottle that I had like fused together, that had like the bowl and everything. So like basically when you smoke it, like the smoke would stay inside of the contraption or the hookah, like just a handheld little like ball like that big. It would stay inside there. So me and my friend, we would sit at the back of the bus, and I remember like we would like light that thing up on the bus, blow it out the bus window. With kids on the bus. I don't know how we got away with it.
Oh, that's fucking
I do not know, and I can only imagine like people behind us are like, "Why is there smoke coming out of that bus?"
That's awesome.
Oh man, like and we even like some of me and a couple of friends in high school too, like would smoke behind the bleachers in the gym and like stunk up the whole gym during gym class, and like I think people kind of knew it was us, but we didn't have anything on us. So the principal like couldn't prove it, so he was like, "Let us go." But like, it was funny because like the whole school smelled like weed. Let's see. All right. Last couple questions. Do you guys have a favorite stoner icon?
I mean, I don't know if stoner, but I'd say Bill Hicks for me.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Whoever.
I would say Bob Marley probably.
Sure, man. Yeah. I would say mine. Yeah, probably Bob Marley, but then yeah, that's a tough one, I think. It's either Bob Marley for me, but my favorite like artist is Jimi Hendrix. I mean, I guess you know want to go that way, but I love Jimi Hendrix, man. Yeah, actually, that was a cool little
Nice.
Jimi Hendrix all the way, man.
Oh, yeah.
But Bob Marley changed the world. I mean, so did Jimi Hendrix, but man, like if Bob Marley were still here, man, I would imagine things would be a lot different.
Yeah.
But actually, the Marley Brothers are coming to Red Rocks on the 19th and 20th of April, so I might be trying to go to that.
All right, man.
And then I think Sean Paul and Protege are on the 19th, and yeah.
Yeah.
On
the rocks.
Yeah. I actually have not seen a show there yet, which kind of sucks.
Damn, dude.
I go hiking there all the time. I mean, I used to live like 5 minutes away from Red Rocks, off of Morrison and Kipling, and man, like, yeah, I don't know. I just have not seen a show there.
So you've been hiking there. Have you ever been to Stairway to Heaven?
I don't know. That's not in Garden of the Gods though, because you're talking about in the Red Rocks area, right?
Yeah, Red Rocks.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to check it out.
Whenever you're looking at the stage, like whenever you're sitting in the seats.
Oh, okay.
Stage, you know the rock that's over to your left?
Yeah.
Well, he said he was hiking there and stuff. So that rock there, if you get to the very top of it, it has a stairway carved into the very top of it that just goes up and over the top of the mountain.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So
Interesting.
Stairway to Heaven.
Nice. Next time I go, I'm gonna have to check that out for sure. Like, yeah, I love Colorado so much, man.
Very illegal now.
All right, so kind of wrapping it up, guys. What do you guys have coming up? Is there anything that you guys want people to plug into for your channel or to your brand or kind of look forward to?
I just
Happy 420, by the way. It's 420.
Oh,
Happy 420. Yeah.
Right now.
I know people are kind of watching later, but it's 420 for us.
Right.
But yeah, my bad. So yeah, what do you guys got coming up?
Just more Wake and Bake episodes. We're going to keep doing our weekly episode, like for our pairings and egg cuttings and all that on Saturdays at 4:20. And then we've been doing 3 shorts a week lately too.
Oh, okay.
Short that comes out on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 a.m.
Man, yeah.
And year-round breeding too, so that's fun.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. Man, I think the half the reason why I'm doing lives and things like that is like, you know, I got I think 16, 17 steaks. I'll have one tomorrow, so I think I'll be up to like 17. But for me, it's not a lot of content. Like I feel like for myself, I get bored doing the same stuff every day. If I had like a collection like yours, I would have plenty of content. But yeah, I do lives because I want to know what other people are doing. I want to, see other people's collections, and everybody's, a little bit different, takes a different approach or has different genetics and things like that. So it's really interesting, until I get to that point. And even, once I reach that point, like I just want I want to showcase other people, because I think for me that's what's important, is supporting the community and supporting people that are doing the same things, and very like-minded and stuff like that. So yeah, it's fun. And then last sort of question is, what is something positive that you want to leave to anybody that is watching this today?
Be honest with your business, and don't be afraid.
Dope shit.
Don't be afraid to ask questions and reach out if you're having a hard time. Like, people will be more than happy to help you, and if they aren't, then they aren't the right person to help you, and they shouldn't be helping you. So,
Right.
For sure. Yeah.
There's so many good people. Just reach out to somebody.
Yep, absolutely. Well, Fred, AJ, I appreciate you guys coming on the show so much. It's been awesome. I'm gonna play the intro again for my outro until I start making better and more specific intros and outros and things like that. But stick me. What's up?
We do the same thing.
Right?
Yeah, it works. It works. It's easy. And then if people miss it at the beginning, they can hopefully catch it at the end and stuff like that. But I'm gonna put you guys behind stage. Stick with me for like 2 more minutes, and then I can let you guys go and do your thing.
All right, yeah, brother.
So, all right.
What's up, everybody?
What up? What up?
So, welcome to our first sponsored show of Wake and Bake with Snakes.
Yes.
Sponsored by
Gershon!
Gershon.
GP Snakes!
Because it weighs me down when you write my whole name.
It is, bro. It's just 21st.
The longer banner makes
Good, because the whole name makes it heavy and I can't run properly. I'm at the bottom again.
Uh-oh.
It's very windy down there.
Yeah, I think that's the problem, because I'm with you, Mike. You're dragging me down.
Pat's probably making noodles.
Oh. The wife just walked in. You gotta come and say hi.
Hi, wifey.
Hello, hello.
Hey, Miss Pitt.
No.
Doing good, man. About to order this food here. Plain cheeseburger, add bacon with extra fries and apple juice.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Hello, Big Mom.
Hell yeah.
She looks a lot like Derek's Blue Ghost stuff.
Chocolate pastel PG hypo.
Yeah. Damn that.
Nice.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did not see it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he said it at like 6:02.
I'm stupid.
Nah, man, you're stoned.
You're stoned.
Well, thanks for making us look bad.
I ain't gotta freak out.
Well, thank you so much, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, share this video, and be sure to check out FNA Balls YouTube. Check out their Instagram, and see you in the next live.